If there's one thing I'm learning from social media is no matter what you do as a parent, your child is still going to need therapy. There's this thread on Twitter where a girl was sharing that her mom bought her a Barbie doll, and when she was enjoying it, she heard the mom talk to the auntie and was like, "Oh, that doll was so expensive." So the child was like, "Mom, take it back. I don't want it anymore." And she thought the mom returned it. The whole time, the mom just took it to the basement. So she found it years later and was like, "I thought that I was putting a dent into our family by getting this doll. I thought we were not going to eat for weeks just because we bought this doll and it was so expensive." The whole time, probably the mom was like, "Oh, it was more expensive than the others." But for a child, she had expensive and she was like, "Oh my God, we are going into a crisis." So here are the things that I wish my parents did different for me as a child, even though I would have ended up in therapy either way. Girl, either way. Number one, I wish they talked to me more. I wish we had that communication culture in our family because we did not. We did not. It was just being informed, being informed. Nothing was a conversation. And I'm not saying that you need a consultation of some sort. Like, for example, we went to boarding school pretty young, and I can see how it was necessary for them as parents for us to go so that they build themselves because we were born in a family of not poverty, but poverty, if you know what I mean. And they needed support and they needed time to build their thing, which they did because now they're well off. Good for them. But it affected us because the day before we went to boarding school, my mom sat me down. My hair was this long. She cut it off with the scissors. Then nikanyolewa yote. From that day on, I was like, fuck hair. I am never keeping hair again. Imagine such a small thing traumatized me to that effect. Number two, I wish they said that they loved us, like verbally, because it was never said. It was communicated in so many ways. I remember there's a time in high school I became number one, or is it number two? And my dad was like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I want every pair of boots that I had seen somewhere and some pretty jackets." My dad bought like 1,000 pairs of everything. And I was like, "Oh my God, I feel so loved." So now I feel loved when people give me gifts. And when people used to say it to me, I'd be like, "Why are you making this awkward?" Because I never heard it from my parents. Like, what do you mean you love me? What do you mean? What do you mean? But through therapy and being a grown-up, I have overcome that one. This video is too long. I will post the rest later.